So we have a question for all of you that maybe you should all answer. Not at the same time. I don't like when people raise their heads at the same time.
Don't everybody answer at the same time. Ready?
So when you're on a flight, the next time you're on a flight, should you stay seated the entire time? Should flight attendants be seated and strapped in the entire time? Should we begin should we begin to forego the I'll have this drink? The beverage service, if
beverage
you will.
service.
Because I don't know, maybe it's just me, and maybe it's because I'm married to a flight attendant.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the stories out there of people hitting their heads on the top of the plane.
I know it sounds bizarre, and I get it. There's people that get on the plane and immediately get up, start wandering around. I get on an airplane, I put my seatbelt on, I take my seatbelt off when we land and get to the gate. I don't walk around airplanes.
Well,
period.
You don't have.
I sit on the aisle. On the window.
You don't have a bladder the size of a pea like
Apparently
I do.
not. But I don't walk around on airplanes.
Okay.
For that reason, I don't take my seatbelt off in my seat for that reason.
All right. What happened on Delta today?
Well,
this is what we're talking about.
Yeah, we had some pretty serious turbulence that led to people getting injured, Gaydos. And I mean, hospitalized, for goodness sakes. Severe, significant turbulence sent 25 people to the hospital on a flight from Salt Lake City to Amsterdam.
Wow. Let me throw you a couple of stats here.
I'm ready.
Last month, all right, because we're trying to figure out, is the plane turbulence becoming more frequent?
Is it more often,
severe?
or is this like shark attacks? You hear it about it, we talk about it. Okay.
All right. So let's see. Last month, 5 individuals were taken to the hospital after an American Airlines flight from Florida to North Carolina experienced extreme turbulence. That was June 22.
Okay.
Let's see. Passenger said a man was knocked unconscious, and a flight attendant was burned by spilling hot water.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Also in June, there was a flight, heavy turbulence, 8 people injured, including a 2-year-old. So sometimes,
who probably wasn't belted, probably didn't have a seatbelt on. If you're 2 years old, you might have been in the lap, right?
Yeah. And the thing about the Delta plane today is that there were some people who hit their heads. They were strapped down. They had their seatbelts on. So my other question is, do we have to improve seatbelts on flights now? Because I'm sorry, if my seatbelt is fastened,
how tight is it?
Tightly, though.
I do it tight.
Yes, but everybody doesn't. Because if you do it really tight, sometimes you want to turn sideways in your seat to sit a little differently. So a lot of people just buckle it and it's loose so they can move around.
I like to wet wipe the seatbelt.
Mm-hmm.
So the only time in my life I've been to Detroit was the airport, and it was an emergency landing after turbulence or an air pocket or whatever, where we were flying along, minding our own business, and we dropped. It was between 5,000 and 7,000 feet.
With no warning?
In just a couple of, no warning.
No warning at all. Okay.
And anybody who wasn't buckled in.
On the ceiling.
I mean, it's like going over the top of a roller coaster. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they were doing the service at that time, to your point, Gaydos.
Oh, my gosh.
And that huge beverage cart went up and hit the ceiling along with the flight attendants. Mm-hmm. And then when the plane recovers, that stuff all came down on top of people. Flight attendants landed on top of people. That beverage cart, we made an emergency landing. We had broken arms. We had head injuries. We had all kinds of things from people that either the flight attendants who were working or people that didn't have their seatbelts on. And, I mean, hit the ceiling a ton. It was crazy.
Every time I get up to go to the bathroom, which is quite frequent on a
flight.
Apparently.
We've talked about your bladder
I try not to drink water 24 hours before I get on a plane.
24 hours?
It's the same as a movie theater. I try not to drink any water because
Don't do it.
Then I miss part of the movie.
You'll
by
miss
having it.
What did I miss?
Okay. So every time I get up and go to the bathroom in a plane, I think of Tom Hanks on what was the one that he was shipwrecked? Or the plane crashed and he was on an island.
He was on the FedEx plane.
With Wilson.
Anybody?
Castaway.
Castaway. Do you remember when he was in? I think he was in the bathroom, And all of a
Yes.
sudden he hit turbulence. Like, ooh, that's bad. And then the next thing you know, he's on the ceiling.
Yeah.
It's like the Exorcist kid.
Yeah.
Like you're on top of the ceiling.
That was one of the most frightening scenes. in
Yeah.
the movie.
Exorcist?
No. Castaway, when that plane came crashing down in the theater,
Felt very
it
real.
felt like you were right there in the plane.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm going to start changing my behavior because
What about putting your seatbelt on tighter?
I'm good with that. I do it all the time anyway.
Okay, so you're good on that.
Yeah, I do mine. Yeah.
But I don't know why. And listen, I don't think planes are going to do this at any given moment. I've seen it with my own eyes, and
Right.
I just don't want to be the one that hits the ceiling. So I just don't stand up.
So
I
you
don't
don't even get up. You don't even get up.
No.
On a long flight,
I can fly across country without getting up.
I will get up just to walk so I don't get what is it the deep vein thrombosis
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't want I try to work my legs a little bit.
I think it's smart to do that,
I
but
will,
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so let me give you some numbers here.
Because sometimes they don't know it's coming. Sometimes they put
That's
on
the
the
thing.
little seatbelt sign, we're going to be experiencing some turbulence, but that's only if another plane has flown through it and warned the planes behind it. Sometimes
Oh.
if you're the first one to hit it,
You
you're the
don't
first
know.
one to learn about it.
All right, let me give you some
Yikes.
numbers.
Is it getting worse, Gaydos?
Can I give you some numbers?
I don't want numbers.
Over the past 40 years, since satellites, is there an echo in here? Over the past 40 years, since satellites began observing the atmosphere, there has been a 55% increase in severe turbulence, and they say over the North Atlantic.
Oh, that's a big okay. So like
that was
changing
interesting.
weather patterns and changing wind
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Because there are three reasons that we get turbulence. You get the clouds or thunderstorms, right?
Sure, that makes sense.
You get airflow and mountainous areas.
Colorado, every time you're flying in out of Denver, the plane shakes.
Right. And then the clear air with the change in the wind and the direction or the speed.
That's the scary one. The clear air turbulence is the one they have no idea you're
Flying
about to
along
fly
it.
into it. Yeah.
But, I'm not going to sit here and say it's climate change. I don't know.
I haven't
that.
the foggiest
don't-
thing. Yeah, I can't say
but
that.
there are these numbers that are out there that say it is getting more extreme. It creates the turbulent air. You got the tailwind. You got all this stuff. The temperature difference maybe a little bit.
Could be.
So I'm wondering if people are going to change their habits on a plane.
No.
No.
No, not until they get hurt themselves. That's how we operate.
Right.
It's going to happen to somebody else. It's never going to happen to me.
Yeah, because I'm
I'm a
scared
pessimist.
to
I
fly.
assume it's gonna happen
I
to
don't worry
me.
about flying.
No.
I sit there. I feel like everything's good, and if there's some turbulence, really doesn't bother me very much. I certainly wouldn't want to be in a flight that you were on where it dropped 5,000 feet.
It was look, it happened so quick you didn't have time to be scared. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
But I think I'd fill my shorts if that was the case.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Well, I had to go to Detroit. That was horrible.
Well, shows you. You shouldn't
That's how
go
bad
there.
it is.
You shouldn't go there. But I worry about my wife.
I can only imagine. She is unbuckled
Right.
and moving around the cabin
For what?
a lot.
For what? Why?
So I can have a soda pop?
Yeah, I don't think that's worth it. I really don't. I don't think that's worth it.
Maybe they just hand you one when you walk on. You know, like, hi, how you doing? Hi,
Yeah.
welcome. Just hand you your soda, hand you your beer. That's yours.
Yeah.
When
Have
you-
it whenever you want it.
Yeah, you can.
I don't think there's a way to do
That's
it
not-
other
that's not
than
gonna
you're
work.
in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, because pilots, and you know this well too, because you know pilots. Pilots will tell the flight attendants, "Hey, we're going to come up on some choppy.
Have a seat.
Don't get up."
And
Or
they'll make an announcement.
They will. Don't get up for the rest of the flight. Sometimes.
So I had a flight a couple months ago, Dallas to Phoenix, where they had flight attendants remain seated the entire time. They said there was turbulence the entire way. That's an hour and a half, 2 hour flight. And they're like, yeah, just letting you know that there's severe turbulence, along the way, and for the safety of the cabin crew, they're going to be remain seated the entire flight.
I mean, maybe I'm probably too close to it, but I don't think that flight attendants should be up and around during flights. I don't.
Who's going to give me my little biscotti cookies?
You know what? Bring your own damn cookies.
I
Okay.
say, got that carry-on bag.
To bring my own cookies. Things are just getting real.
Poor baby.
Getting real.
Poor baby.
Thanks for watching Outspoken with Bruce and Gaydos. Tap to watch more from KTAR News and click the button in the middle to subscribe.